Ooh, here we are.
There we go. Now we can see it. We can see it
Yeah.
big.
Hopefully this fucking OBS setup works and I didn't just like completely fuck everything.
No, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. This is a good one to test it on.
Mm-hmm. You're looking so clean.
I'm clean. I've got to be presentable tomorrow. I have to. I love that. Like I allow my life to atrophy for 6 months at a time, and then like in a rush one night, I get it all together, which has always been the case. Oh no! Okay, wait. I wanted to come in on this because I know that this is going to be our bonus after Sam. I went to get after our episode on Monday. I went to go get dinner with Sam.
Which is always so startling.
Dude, I gotta tell you, this time I just let it wash over me like a wave because you resist it. Every time you're in the car with Sam and he's telling you his ideas about anything at all, you're like, this is a deranged person. But like, this time I was like, this is a deranged person and I'm going to allow him to like lead me through the looking glass. He texted because he was wearing his stupid...
Hold on. Keep talking. I forgot to turn off those lights.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Well, he was wearing his stupid fucking jumpsuit. That was the other thing. So like we got dinner at this like cafe in Los Feliz and he's just wearing his like full Slipknot jumpsuit. Like all fucking blinged out the way that he was on the podcast. And he's just like, he goes into the restaurant for 1 second to use the restroom and he comes out, he's like, I'm pretty sure that girl in there wants to fuck me.
It's like, yeah, she couldn't stop looking at me.
That's exactly.
Dressed like a literal clown.
That's exactly what he's like, there was a girl in there who was looking at me. I'm like, yes, everyone's looking at you. They're worried. And so then we went into 7-Eleven after. This was by far the funniest part of the whole evening because we went into 7-Eleven after our meal and he was like, dude, 7-Eleven is like my Willy Wonka because they have like 60 different types of protein bars here. It's incredible. Look at this select. He's just like in 7-Eleven sucking off the protein bar selection loudly while there are other people in the store. And so no exaggeration. He's got something like 20 or 30 protein bars just in his arm, so many that he's dropping them on the way to the counter. So he's like dropping them, leaning down to pick them up, dropping more. It's a whole fiasco. It's unbelievable.
That's absolutely terrible.
It was absolutely terrible. And so then today or yesterday he texted me. And I don't know why he texted me. I couldn't tell if he was trying to imply that I stole his wallet, but that's what it felt like. He was like, I can't find my wallet anywhere. Can you think of anything that might have happened to it? And I was like, all right, Sam, I'm poor. I'm not that poor, dude.
Stealing a close friend's
stealing a close friend's wallet. And also, like, dude, if I had been able to steal his wallet, I've been honing these skills for you. Like, that would be...
Yeah, where would you wouldn't even know where it was in the jumpsuit.
Exactly. If I was able to steal... there should be a movie about me if I was able to do that. And so I was like, I was like, did you put it in the... Because he has that... He showed us before he left. He's like, there's that pocket in his jumpsuit that's just a hole. If you put anything in it, it just falls out of his pant leg. And I was like, did you put it in the pocket that's a hole?
Yeah, you're right. That is the last thing that he said before he left my house was like, yeah, I keep putting things in this pocket and they just fall through because it's empty.
Yeah,
like,
see, I pay attention to the details. And I was like, did you happen to put it in the pocket that's a hole? And he was like, because he's been texting me frantically like I'm his mom. He's like, I just don't know what could have happened. I'm not somebody to do this. This has never happened to me before. And I was like, is it in the jumpsuit? He's like, oh my God, you're a genius. Of course. I'm so not used to wearing the jumpsuit that when I take it off, I just leave everything in it. So just an incredible coda to our wild episode with our good friend Sam, who shall remain anonymous until everybody knows his last name for some reason. I can't imagine what that reason would be.
Yeah, I can't. Me personally, listening to that album about some poor woman.
We talked about her a lot. As we always do. It was also
I love Sam, but the album is very concerning.
I mean, look, apparently it was the one true love. I don't even know if this is the bonus, right? This is fine. He was like,
I mean, it's very mean of us, but go on.
But you know what I like about Sam is I pretty much, you can challenge him on all of this and I don't think clearly he doesn't absorb it.
No.
but he takes it in stride. But
Yeah, he does. He doesn't argue with you or get mad, but he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't internalize any of it.
Yeah, well, when he told me, because like I also like talking about that, he was like, yeah, it's just like the true love of my life. It's like I'd never been with somebody for 4 months before, and I nearly spit my mozzarella sticks all over. I was like 4 months.
Yeah, you really. I've told him this many times. I've said, do not fall in love with e-girls.
You can't.
Do not.
You can't do it.
Yeah. If you love someone because you think their tweets are really funny, run. That isn't wife. That is not wife.
I mean, I don't know. It could be. I like funny tweets. I could be completely swayed by dude. Funny tweets and a blue check mark. I think that I'll stick my fucking.
Well,
hand
you're
in
horny for clout.
I'm horny. I've always been horny for clout. I will never stop being horny for clout. That's my presidential promise when I run one day.
We should really be running for different offices, I think.
We should be running against each other.
Split the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we
should somehow just like be so confident that we're like, all right, you can either vote for Nick Oldershaw or Brendan Crick for president in 2024. And they're like, weren't there other options?
No, not at all. And there never will be again.
We're both like third party. Like neither one of us have like an actual.
Well, it should be like a Hunger Games battle royale thing where like at first we team up to like take down Caitlyn Jenner or whatever, whoever's running in California. But the minute she's out of the race, we just draw swords on each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, Caitlyn Jenner, that lady needs to knock it off.
Dude, she's going to. Did you see today she tweeted? I think Jace retweeted it. She said something like, she's going to end PC culture and wake up the woke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I did see that.
I'm like, that fucking rocks.
Yeah. Look, as a very woke man, I think that stupid bitch needs to shut her damn trap. That's how it works, right? If you're really sexist towards a trans person that's
what they want. You're treating them as a natural woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like, you fucking stupid bitch.
Well, it's like I feel like if Caitlyn, this is how Caitlyn Jenner's gonna act. I want to like insist on calling her a transvestite. Just use it wildly outdated. Call her a he she.
Look, if you're gonna do a hit and run, your pronouns are no longer respected. That's just I don't think that's a wild take for me personally.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? You're she, her? Because that guy you just hit his was. So. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm so fired up.
How sick would it be, though, if, like, Caitlyn Jenner just, like, went back and, like, won some more gold medals?
Oh, incredible.
It's just like, look, I see that people are starting to forget why you liked me in the first place, so I'm just going to go crush some track and field events.
No, she got to crush, but people forget she's, like, 70 now, right? Isn't she, like, old as fuck? So she's got to like get gold medals in like Mancala or something, or fucking like
shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard. Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh my god, dude! Can you imagine how furious would World War II vets be? Just getting owned by a fucking trans woman in a flowing white dress. Okay, here we go. Well, honestly, we should give them. Is
that what Caitlyn Jenner sounded like before?
A little, kind of, but it's definitely gotten exaggerated. I was gonna say though, actually, if she does beat those World War II vets at shuffleboard, she should just get their war medals. Like we don't give her a gold medal, we just give her the guy's Purple Heart that she beat.
That makes sense.
That's beautiful. It's my favorite color.
Man, that would be so sick to like challenge like a vet at poker and just like win their Medal of Honor.
Yeah, total. Oh, that's a down on his luck vet, dude. That's somebody the VA has not taken care of at all.
How much do you think one of those worth? Like if I won a Medal of Honor, could I like pawn it?
Do you think so? Yeah. I just imagine the pawn shop guy like bending it into his teeth, just like, oh, this is fool's gold. Sorry, the army duped you twice.
The guy just looks me up and down. He's like, nah, no. Something tells me that you don't have a lot of valor.
Well, it's like I said to you, like I want to steal valor, but I only want to steal valor from militaries that nobody would get mad at.
Yeah,
if I stole the valor.
I'm in the IDF.
Yeah, I'm in the IDF. I'm in the IRA, Boko Haram. I've served multiple tours. Yeah, it'd be awesome to be like a free agent, like a free agent racist resistance fighter.
Do you think that do you think in Israel right now it's like post 9/11 America where they're just getting like wild with patriotism? Like, do you think that they have like different playing cards with like all the different Palestinian children's faces on them that like they're they're like most wanted?
They are. Have you not seen like they're like the 13-year-old Israeli girls like dancing in front of like bombed out Palestinian shops, like singing, chanting death to Palestinians?
It's pretty rough.
It's fucking rough, dude. These are young girls. They've got them riled up.
It
on
is
dead
wild how
Palestinians.
Israel is like completely devoted to like the entire public image of our military is going to be young bays.
Yeah, dude, seriously. Even like, the IDF verified Twitter, like they just tweet out like hot snipers that they have. I mean, like that's what Gal Gadot is just like.
It's their most successful
soldier. If you're good enough and hot enough and true enough in your aim at Palestinian children's heads, you will be in Marvel movies. That's like what they're telling kids.
Do you think she ever used the lasso over there?
Well, that's that scene. That's that contentious scene in Wonder Woman 84, right? Where like she's like saving those Middle Eastern kids.
Mm-hmm.
Are they supposed to be like Palestinian or like Muslim? I think.
Are they?
I think so, and that's why everybody was upset because they're like,
yeah.
You know, you don't like this.
I a couple days ago, I decided I'm give it an honest shot. I'm gonna try to learn what's going on over there.
Yeah.
And I got as far as just like looking at like different maps of Israel from 1948 to today, and I was like, ooh, this seems pretty cut and dry. So I was like, the whole thing is like it must be like really complicated or something. And then I just saw this like expanding like and you're like, I'm just like, that looks bad.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is that it's not complicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the all lives matter thing. It's the cops have a hard job too. It's like, sure, but I think you're
also have you played the Outer Wilds?
Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds?
Outer Wilds.
No, I've not played
Outer
Wilds.
Yeah, it's like a time loop puzzle game thing. But anyway, in it, there's a thing where like a seed comes and lands on your planet, and then it just expands and takes over your planet, and your planet is like the plant now.
So you're saying the Jews are like, Brendan? Are you calling Jews an invasive weed or some kind of virus?
I am not saying that Israel and the Jews are the same.
Dude, when I saw, I mean, like it took. I
was like, damn, you made up a damn country.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Well, when they
don't do that very often.
No, it's only it's a few specific instances in history.
Mm-hmm. Normally, what will happen is that a bigger country will say that you are also Russia or something.
Yeah, right.
That we understand. We understand that when but just being like, yeah, we're going to start a new country in the middle of your country. It's like, all right, well, that won't get out of hand, I'm sure. So
yeah, literally in the middle is so funny. In the middle is so funny.
Yeah,
and the amount of Palestine that's left is very funny too.
Yeah, it's like so. It's so little that it's like let them have it.
Right, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
No, we got to tear those buildings down. They're a blight. That was the whole dude. And you're right. Jews in Palestine, Jews in Israel are different. But when they bombed that AP building, I was in my bedroom like, Jews are at it again. Jews are at it again.
I don't know if that was exactly what I was saying.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Jews are at it again, folks.
Mm-hmm. Remember, it's very funny that like all the world's leaders convened and they were like, well, what are we going to do with these Jews? Well, we certainly can't let them into any of our countries. So
yes, right. That's very funny.
Like, I remember in school them teaching it's like, and they needed a place to live. And I remember thinking like, what? Why not America, the land of opportunity?
Yeah, man.
It's funny that they put them only. It's like, all right, we're going to put them in Israel and Brooklyn only. That's nowhere else.
Yeah, well, pale Jews in Brooklyn, dark Jews in Israel. You have to keep them separated. Mm-hmm. They can't touch.
Do they vibe?
Absolutely not. Dude, Brooklyn, I mean, it depends. I don't, maybe Orthodox. I don't know enough about Orthodox Jewish.
Is it like a Sopranos go to Italy situation? Like,
I think very much. Mm-hmm. I think that's exactly on the money. No, because like everybody I know in every like East Coast Jew who I know who's not Orthodox, and I don't even know how Orthodox and Israeli Jews get along, but every like chill Jew, they can't stand Israelis, and they really can't stand religious Jews. I mean, they just have a bunch of very silly rules, you know, and they're the guy. I mean, they will not like if you don't take the what do you like? Have you ever been in the mall and they've got their kiosks? I'm saying, have you ever been in and they have that like ointment that's from like the Dead Sea and it doesn't do anything, but they tell you it'll make you look 10 years younger. If you don't take that stuff, I mean, they will basically like tackle you, you know, to make you rub that stuff, to rub it on your face themselves. They're just a rude people. I worked with them. These are Brendan. I was in close quarters with these people. I know them too well.
Look, I'm not just. I have nothing to add, but I also don't have any information to contradict you. So.
Well, what can I say? It's very true. Also, they made me drink coffee.
They made you drink coffee?
And the Israeli people that I worked with in the mall when I worked at Rosetta Stone, I mean, it's like a whole, I don't want to use the word cabal. I would never use the word cabal. But imagine something similar. but all the Israeli Jews in the mall, because they like owned this line of kiosks. Like Moti was the guy that I worked with, and then Karen worked at like the jewelry bejeweling kiosk, and then you had like the guys with the Dead Sea ointment. And so like they all, like when it was Christmas time, like they would all pull like 14-hour shifts. We would too. And people who were unrelated to my business, but just of the same religion as my boss, they would swoop in like hawks if they saw me being lazy. So like I guess I wasn't like swift enough on my feet one day. And so Karen was like plying me with coffee to like make sure that I was awake and alert so I wouldn't let down Moti. Now, this was the job where I would push all the chairs together and fall asleep for 6 hours at a time in the middle of the mall.
It appears we make zero sales for this.
But that didn't give them the right to take pictures of my sleeping body, okay?
They did that?
They would take pictures and send them to me.
Yeah.
I would get, there was like the movie Lost Highway, I would get pictures of myself sleeping like hours after I had left work.
So not the bank that I got fired from, but the bank that I worked at in Philly. When they hired me, they told me all about the lady who they had fired, whose position I took, and they showed me pictures of her sleeping like in the chair that I was sitting in. They also like I guess would like just like sneak photos of like dress code violations, because I don't understand why they like how unemployment works or whatever that they would need to do this, but they wound up like contesting her unemployment and like going to court and just showing pictures of her sleeping to the judge.
Damn. I mean, I'm not shocked that's how it works, I'll say that.
Yeah.
But the dress code violation is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that part was weird, but I guess that lady was so bad at her job that like her husband just like still banked there, would just come and be like, "Hey guys," like he's like, "Yeah, I get it."
Yeah, you should see her at home.
It's weird, like so the Jews, they started a country most recently. They also started a form of karate most recently, I think. Like Krav Maga.
Oh yeah. Is that Jewish? Is that Israeli?
It's Israeli. Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's weird that.
Oh, is that what the IDF uses?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird that Israel was like, let's start our own karate.
Yeah. They're trying to get in on everything, dude. They want their own Palestine. They want their own, Chinese fighting style. That's not right. It seems unfair. It's so funny that like China is the only country that's like been admonishing Israel for this, while also being like, but Taiwan is not. We will not recognize Taiwan as a country. Taiwan is ours. We're coming for Taiwan. There's no win. There are no like in terms of like the grand like the global political, I don't know what you could. There's just no winners.
Yeah,
I don't know who to identify with at all in these trying times.
It is crazy how like I feel like it's weird looking back where like politicians would be like, yes, this country is our enemy, and people would be like, okay, but now it's like I don't think that no matter who the president was, I don't think they would call like any country like our enemy.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't know if that's good or bad. But, like, I feel like it's like, oh, well, we can't, we need China for trade, so we can't call them bad.
Only because China has us locked in a stalemate. I mean, like, China could, like, if we've said that China's not our friend. I don't think we've ever directly called them an enemy, but, like, if they were our true enemy, shit would be bad. I mean, you know,
yeah.
they're a nuclear power. They have that EMP that could technically take our grid, like, just completely offline, which is insane. I hate knowing that. I wish I'd never read that fucking article.
That's why we just gotta live off the grid.
Brendan, find me. You know where off the grid is? The bottom of the ocean. The grid is so.
We got to
expansive.
start learning. We got to do Act 1 of Unabomber, where he was still trying to learn survival skills.
Right before he was just mailing.
Yeah, before he just concluded that it wasn't worth it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. It is funny that he's just like, yeah, I'm not camping anymore. And I'm too angry.
It sucks. I didn't realize there'd be this many bugs and squirrels. I just hate cell phones. Yeah, I feel like with the China thing. Well, because even like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Nobody will, and certainly no like U.S. politicians will like say anything about Israel. Even Bernie Sanders, who used to criticize Israel, recently has been like, he said in terms of Palestinian rhetoric towards like the Israeli conflict, he said they need to tone it down a little. And it's like, Bernie, they blew up the Al Jazeera building.
Was he doing a bit?
No, he was not
because
doing
it's funny to be like. These ISIS guys really need to knock it off.
Just knock it off, please. What is
Fellas.
all that? What is all that ruckus?
You're being impolite.
Yeah, maybe Bernie's old now that he's literally just trying to nap. They keep asking him to be on fucking panel shows. I don't give a fuck. I was supposed to be president.
Yeah, if I was him, I would have trouble giving it 110%.
Oh,
at
for
this
sure.
point.
I mean, he's old as fuck. He's what? Is he in his mid 80s now?
Yeah, yeah.
He's so
but
old.
that's the age that presidents are, apparently.
Yeah, we forget. Well, I mean, because Brendan, I say this all the time. I constantly am convinced that Donald Trump was the youngest president we've ever had, when he was in fact the oldest motherfucker who's ever had that position.
Yeah. And it looks like we're trending older.
We're totally trending older.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is not
Hillary will
alive.
run again in 8 years.
Hillary and Trump will run again probably in 4 years, dude.
Mm-hmm.
No. Of course, she can't run. She can't run because Biden will be the incumbent. I guess unless he dies, but then Kamala will be president. Have you watched like the there's a side by side 4 images of him from like the past 4 years, and like by the last image, it's like Joe Biden is being held together by like wax and wires. He looks so bad.
Yeah, Joe. I'll say it right now. Joe Biden, not hot at all.
He's totally not hot.
Would not smash.
We went from the hottest president to maybe one of the most unfuckable presidents.
Look, we all wanted to fuck Donald Trump.
We all did. I mean, I haven't seen.
And one day we'll all get our chance.
All right, everybody come in. He opens it. All right, one at a time.
Everyone in America gets one. He's like, all right, you can put it in. You can't be hard.
It's beautiful. There's so much room like you've never seen.
Everyone can put their soft penis inside my ass.
There's never been so much room in my ass before. We're all getting a turn. No, but like, dude, I haven't seen a single Joe Biden press conference recently that hasn't ended with his aides forcing everybody to leave in a hurry.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough questions. The president's very tired. Like, that's every single one.
It's just your parents telling you not to bother grandma.
Yeah, dude, I want to see. That's just what I want to see. I want to see like somebody like open the door too soon and they're just like putting a heated blanket on Joe. Oh,
It would be funny to see like what happens right before the press conference. Like they just like throw a bucket of ice water on him. Yeah.
yeah.
I guarantee before every Joe Biden press conference, it's like in Stagecoach where they're trying to get the guy sober.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just chugging coffee and like slapping himself.
Yeah, could you imagine, dude, whoever's personal job it is to smack Joe Biden with a cold towel? That's got to be the best. And that's a new position at the White House for sure. Mm-hmm. Maybe they had it when Kennedy was in office. Trying to rouse him out of his fucking Vicodin stupor.
I was gonna say lewds, but I think that's a little early.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if JFK had quaaludes in the '60s. No one else did.
Well, Quaaludes, there was a window because Quaaludes disappeared by like the 90s.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure, because even doctors were like, this is not medicine. We cannot prescribe this. Yeah, dude.
It was. What was it supposed to do? It was supposed to relax. What even is a muscle relaxer? Why do your muscles need relaxed?
It's like a tension thing. It's like if you're tense, I guess that's bad for your heart, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's like Brandon, I have no idea. I've never used a muscle relaxer. I've used muscle relaxers, don't get me wrong, but I've never known what their intended purpose was.
Yeah. No one knows what they do or why.
It's impossible to know what a muscle relaxer is for. Even the name won't tell you.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, but that's like, dude, I'm all about like drugs that like you can't even get anymore, like lewds. I don't think you can get barbiturates. I think they've been replaced by like benzos, right? But like,
I don't know.
because those were the drugs that like people were dying from like the prescribed amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
There were lewds, barbiturates.
Well, what is fentanyl?
So fentanyl is, I think it's supposed to be similar to. That's a good question.
And what's it for? What was it supposed to do?
I think
because it seems like you can just use it in any drug, like regardless.
Well, they do it because like it's not automatically lethal, fentanyl, and it also seems like counterintuitive that drug dealers would cut their drugs with. Like there was a theory for a while that it was some kind of like weird, like foreign op. Which doesn't make sense because it's so weird and ineffective that we're the thing. Because fentanyl won't necessarily kill you. It's only if you have too much of it, but they use it to cut the drugs. Like you'll cut drugs with caffeine or with Adderall or whatever.
Yeah, I thought you cut drugs to make them like I thought you just cut it with like baby powder or something. Like
no, because people can tell you want to cut it with like something psychoactive that's also cheap. Like a lot of Molly will be cut with like caffeine or Adderall, or like some Molly will just be Adderall in like a fancy pill, which I have learned through my various trials and errors.
Some will just be meth.
Well, Molly is partially meth. I mean, you're like. You're shaking hands with meth when you do Molly. That's just part of the whole deal. But no, because I think fentanyl. I might be mistaken, but I think it might be like a hospital grade. The way that they use heroin in Britain, or instead of like morphine or Dilaudid, the way they use it here, like they straight up like use heroin as a I'm forgetting what the word for
like a painkiller for
like
like traumatic injuries.
Yeah, so I want to say that fentanyl is supposed to be like medical grade.
But why would they put it in like Coke and stuff?
That's what's weird because what's happening is like if you're putting it in Coke, you know that the people doing Coke are going to be doing Coke like multiple, like when you start, you don't do one line of Coke. I assume. I've never done it. You tend to make a night of it. One line of Coke tends to become what we call a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I have observed this from various headliners at different clubs.
Yeah, so putting fentanyl in Coke is like, that's how Dylan Meyer, the comic in DC, died. He snorted fentanyl. Actually, I meant to text Robbie today because apparently fentanyl Coke is going around New York again. Somebody tweeted. So, yeah, if you're putting fentanyl in Coke, you're going to kill people. And so, I don't know, maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. Do you want to try fentanyl?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
I'm thinking that I shouldn't.
Do you know what the ultimate trip is, Brendan? Death.
What? Death?
Death. Have you ever seen the movie Flatliners?
Well, I would like to die.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to do to you. Yeah.
Oh, man. I am certain that I would have some sort of kooky afterlife. Like, I would just go to some place that no one else goes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Like, everyone else goes to heaven or hell.
Brendan, you would go to dog heaven.
Yeah. I would just be at dog heaven. I'd be like, all right, this rules, but I am confused.
That would be so fucking funny, dude. If you ended up in one of the lesser animal heavens.
No, I'm just in like snail heaven or something. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
I can see how they would like this, but for
Right.
me, this doesn't work.
You're just dude. You're just in fish heaven, just like coming, joking, coming to terms with the fact that you have to eat fish food for the rest of eternity. Yeah, I really wonder which heaven you'll go to. I don't have to. I'm not. I feel like I'm pretty sure. Like, if for me, at this point, I made peace with.
I hope I don't go to Muslim heaven.
Why?
Because of all the sex.
You wouldn't do well there.
No,
Absolutely not.
I would be like, Allah would come back, and I'd have like built a PC for all of the 72 virgins that we could play Warzone.
You'd be the first guy in Muslim heaven who just like endures like penis humiliation at the hands of 72 virgins.
Yeah. They're not even. They're virgins. They're like not even. They're like not confident. They're like, ooh, your penis sucks. Naughty. Is this what you like?
I mean, it would be funny if your penis was like they're created for you. Your penis is the only penis they've seen, the only penis they will ever see, and they still burst out laughing. Like, you know what I mean? They just like half of them are laughing, half of them are throwing up. Like, and then Allah is like, dude, he's like, dude, you're weirding out the virgins.
Damn. So I never even thought. Yeah, like the virgins aren't like human. So basically, Muslim heaven is the Dom Farah film Ellie Hart.
Damn, dude, how wild is it that Dom's movie is halal?
Is he still in the house?
No, he's gone.
Okay. Damn, I would love for him to chime in.
Yeah, dude, that movie should have been dedicated to the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, Rambo 3.
Yeah, right, all the dedicated to the Prophet Muhammad and all the brave Mujahideen fighters of Afghanistan. Ellie Hart is a beautiful dream. Yeah, dude, it should have been. That movie should have been. This is so inside, but our good buddy Dom.
Yeah.
Made a movie called Ellie Hart. Just go watch it for you.
Yeah, and we should say he made it when he was like 18.
Yeah,
but it is wild.
I mean, it's also like it's very good filmmaking. Like the filmmaking on display is great.
Yeah,
but
it is so revealing.
It's
of like a young man's.
He's gonna be so unhappy that we said that. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he'll never know. Don't tell him.
I mean, I've said all of this to him.
No, I know. I have to.
I've also told him to take the movie down. So at this point, it's on him.
No. Leave the movie up. Come on. We can't. How could we possibly say that? We leave our mistakes online every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we're not.
Fair.
If someone took anything that we've ever said and played it for us, we'd just be like, fair enough.
Totally.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what? I'm gonna go pack my things right now because they're already packed. Actually.
Yeah, dude. Somebody like a man, like somebody in the suit, just like Nick. So on March 27th, you said and I quote, "The Jews are at it again." I'd be like, fair point, and I do stand by it.
Yeah, us getting canceled, it's going to be like when I got fired at the bank, where I walked in, they just said, you know why you're here.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Well, yeah, because when we get canceled, the people, they'll be like, we've had our eye on you guys for like years. We've just been waiting for you to have a decent audience at all. You guys were pre-canceled a long time ago. We've been waiting to snatch this from you.
Yeah. No, I've described it before as like I'm canceled like you know when you have HIV but you don't have AIDS yet.
Right, you're taking PrEP.
Yeah.
You're like Magic Johnson.
Or no, not PrEP is to prevent you from contracting HIV.
Oh, okay.
But like it's like, yeah, I am HIV positive. I don't have AIDS, but it's in there.
Yeah. We can still have sex. So you're telling a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
damn, it's totally the same.
It's like it'll never be cured, but it is not currently indetectable levels in my blood.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man, you know what? It is as tough as all that. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. Being canceled just for, spouting baseless wrong opinions online.
Yeah. Just for stating sweeping generalizations about various different groups.
In many ways, I carry the same burden that Keith Haring did so many decades ago,
AIDS. What were you actually saying?
I was saying that.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we're not. I really feel like cancel culture. This is absolutely wishful thinking. I'm like, we got to be coming up on the end, right? Like, it feels like people are becoming totally apathetic to it.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It does seem like that, but also it doesn't seem like the entertainment industry is responding to that in any way.
Oh. No. Of course not.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Brendan. I'm not saying that we'll get a show.
No.
Or, for that matter, have a show taken from us. But I am saying I feel like if anybody's, like, if something's said about us, like, the general consensus from regular people would be like,
yeah. It's like, yeah, that's what, it's them.
That's them. Look at them. I've never even heard the podcast. I've just seen this thumbnail for the first time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could have guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
well, it was kind of nice. Well, I don't know. It's kind of tough because I don't really go on Twitter much, so I don't really get like a good sense of what the general consensus is. But it seemed like everybody thought that Seth Rogen was just being a fucking dork this week.
Yeah, everybody thought it sucked. Well, it's because he's so transparently, he's such a hypocrite, like so clearly. Him and Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny because like Adam McKay hasn't really done that, which I like. He hasn't really like been vocal about like we need to, you know, these kind of jokes aren't okay, da 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 da. But to watch Seth and Judd do it, it's just like, guys, fucking come on.
Yeah, like no one's even going after them.
Right. Well, I guess like, but again, this is the whole thing. It's like nobody is going after them, but they're trying to like, what do you call it? Ensure that nobody does. You know what I mean? They're like getting out ahead of it. Now, in terms of not wanting to work with James Franco, it's like, fair enough. Dude was sliding into like 16, 17-year-old DMs. It's like, all right, I'm not going to like fault you if you personally don't want to do that. That's
Is that
fine.
what he was doing? I thought what it was like he was filming a sex scene and he just straight up ate the woman's pussy.
I think that happened too. I mean, James Franco,
which like that one like a wild me too.
Total
they don't even know what flag to throw. Like it's they're like I don't. That's definitely bad, but we don't necessarily have a rule against that specifically. So we're just gonna call it poor conduct.
That's an error. Yeah, well, I mean, so like, look, as far I do think I'm like, yeah, James Franco's probably a creep. So like, if you don't want to work with him, that's fine. Yeah. But that's all you have to say is like, I was fucking uncomfortable with the fact that he was like doing this shit. You don't have to make this grand. I don't know. What you understand what I'm saying?
So the movie that we were just discussing off mic, that you liked and I didn't.
Yeah, Army
of
the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it did have a funny scene in it to me that it just like it made me laugh because of how terrible like the language that we use to describe like allegations is. Like I hate the term like abuser because it's so vague. Like abuser and like sexual misconduct. Those things are like they're meant to make like minor infractions sound as bad as regular infractions.
Yeah, for sure.
But in the movie, there's this line where she's like, "This man's an abuser," and then like later, like several sentences later, she calls him a rapist. It's like, well, you should have led with that.
Just start with rapist. Yeah. What if she fed him to zombies just for gaslighting people?
Yeah. She's like, you fucking emotional abuser. Yeah. You emotionally manipulate the women in the camp.
Yeah. Yeah, she does it because he's been misgendering people. Yeah, that shit. Yeah. I liked that movie had it. I mean, it was Zach doesn't excel with humor, but I did like when the Japanese guy said easy peasy Japanesey, and the one guy was like, you can't say that anymore. He's like, I'm Japanese.
That was pretty good. Another funny line to imagine Tig Notaro saying alone in a green screen room is like, I think it's okay if he's Japanesey, and then she starts instinctively pushing a stool around.
Yeah, dude. I like that. I have to save my thoughts because I think Robbie and Low Res and me are going to review it on Robbie's Movie Club on Loud Boys Patreon. But
someone wants to give me kind an avenue to share why this movie makes me very upset.
Go for it.
I would love to do that
Do
podcast.
it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh! I thought you were saying somebody asked you to.
No, I said if somebody has a movie podcast and you want me to come on and just like,
why I hated Army of the Dead.
yeah, I wouldn't even say I hated it because like I didn't turn it off. I'll say that.
Oh, of course not.
But
it's a great movie.
It's such a frustrating movie.
What's frustrating? You watch it. They like literally for me. All it was okay. It's a zombie movie. The opening's kind of cool. I'm like, when I watch that movie, I'm just interested in like, are the set pieces going to be cool? And the set pieces were cool. That's all. That's
the set pieces were cool.
That's all I wanted.
Just let someone else do a pass at your script, Zach. Come on.
No, you know what, Brendan? It's a beautiful.
He
vision.
shoots first drafts, and I don't like it.
I think that again, if you're not well versed in the films of Federico Fellini, Andrei Tarkovsky, the art house masters, he's just a little too lofty.
No, I think my main issue is that he shoots 5-hour movies and then cuts them down to 3 hours, and then then it's like boring and also disjointed, where it's like I'm bored, I don't want it to be longer, but also you've set up many things that don't pay off.
I just don't
that
know.
You then didn't cut out.
Brendan, I just don't know what you're talking about. I love, like, when I turn on his movies, it's like cheering for my favorite football team. I'm so happy to see my boy. I'm just so happy that Zach's getting work. That's like literally how I feel. I love watching my good friend Zack Snyder succeed. That was like my favorite. I was like, Batman vs Superman. It's a 3-hour Batman Superman movie where it's nothing but people talking, except Batman and Superman never talk to each other, so that's why they fight. And people will say that like that makes it a bad movie. I'm like, no, that's great. I'm like, you saw if somebody pitched the movie to me like that, I'd be like, I'm seeing it. Absolutely gonna see it. I know it doesn't make sense, but I just enjoy the hell out of that guy's movies. Except for Dawn of the Dead doesn't hold up very well in my opinion.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It doesn't. I rewatched the original. Have you ever seen the original Dawn of the Dead?
No.
That one's great. That one's really. It's funny. Like Army of the Dead got me back in like a zombie mood. I've been going back through zombie movies, and zombies were pretty fucking cool for a minute until like they got played out.
Yeah, until it became like every like indie filmmaker's like.
Yeah. I think really The Walking Dead killed it because The Walking Dead's so bad, dude.
Yeah, it is really bad.
I watched that show for like 4 seasons.
It's been on for like 12 years. Like that's how long it has been.
Well, there are 3 Walking Dead. There's 3. No, there might actually be 4. There are like 4 Walking Dead shows. There's The Walking Dead. There's Fear the Walking Dead. There's Walking Dead: The World Beyond, and then there's a 4th like one where they explore like alternate timelines.
Yeah.
And there's 3 movies coming. I didn't realize, like, are people watching? I guess they fucking must be.
I guess they have to be, but
Yeah.
I can't, like, it's astonishing to me that, like...
You fucking got me, dude. It's so funny that Andrew Lincoln, like the guy who was on that show, just like literally, I think like he like just, there was an episode where he just like got on a helicopter and like left the franchise. It's just
They
like,
poochied him.
pretty much in the show, he's like, I'm done. He's like, I cannot be in the show anymore.
I don't think he's even been in anything since. He was just like, I would rather not work.
That's what sucks is like, he can't be in anything because he's the fucking Walking Dead guy now, right? Like you can't take him, like when you see him, because he was in what he was in before The Walking Dead. He was in that movie Love Actually because he's like a British actor who was in rom-coms. Now people just see him as the retarded like Georgia sheriff. But I would take that. I mean, I'm sure that he's richer than God. I would do that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, Walking Dead, that's another Hollywood thing that is clearly a fetish thing, where it's like, oh man, what if there was an apocalypse so your best friend had to fuck your wife?
I totally forgot about that.
That is the very first arc of the show.
Dude, and what's great is it actually goes on for like 2 seasons, basically. I forgot that like the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead are kind of a soap opera where the central drama is like, yes, the world's ending, there's zombies, but you fucked my wife. You kept doing it. Like, Yeah, you know, that's actually like the show stopped being good after they like after he killed him and the "you fucked my wife" drama. So maybe that was like the best part of the show actually, because that's no straight.
Damn, you're right.
That's when the show starts sucking, is after he kills John Bernthal. Damn, dude.
John Bernthal is great.
He's, you know what's funny? He is great. I love him.
He's not really in anything good, but
I don't even think he's a good actor, because my favorite thing is
it's just that he's like very Italian and like
he's Jewish.
jacked. No, he's Italian.
Bernthal?
Well, then why is he the Punisher and in the Sopranos prequel? And
I'm telling you, John, because Italians are inside out Jews. I'm telling you, John Bernthal is Jewish.
maybe you're right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm gonna Google it because now I feel crazy. But I mean, my favorite thing is like John Bernthal.
Man, just imagine what the Punisher would do to Hamas.
Oh, he would have. He would truly live. Yeah, he's Jewish.
Okay.
Both his parents are Jewish. He would have no words for them. He would look. There would be. I mean, he would leave in his wake a bevy of children's bones.
Yeah.
We'll put it like that.
Man, he ruled as the Punisher. That show was really, really bad. Like
It was bad. He also does this thing where like the John Bernthal school of acting is like get heated, huff, look away, touch the side of your head, and look away. Like that's his big thing. Is
and
like,
I support that.
it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, Brendan. It's the greatest ever. Did you see him in The Accountant?
No.
Okay, you got to see Brendan. You'll love The Accountant. The Accountant. Ben Affleck is autistic. He works for companies. He does like numbership for companies, but also his father trained him and his brother at a very young age to be like the greatest assassins on planet Earth. So it's just about retarded Ben Affleck and his brother who is not retarded, and they're basically like. I can't remember if they have the same target or their targets are
Down
each other.
syndrome assassin movie sounds so sick.
Could you imagine that? How great would that be? You pay him in jelly beans.
He's aiming through the scope and he's counting like or you like aim up. It's like 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers. He's like counting on his fingers.
1,
Yeah.
2.
He like tests the wind and then keeps licking because his hands have candy on them. They're like Cheeto dust or something. He gets Cheeto dust all over the rifle.
Yeah, so they think that all these people are being killed by like a serial killer with a sick fetish. It's like, God, the Cheez-It killer struck again. He leaves snacks and candy all over his targets.
Yeah. It looks like he shot the man, but then he suplexed the body afterwards. We saw him in the security camera footage doing the John Cena. This is a wretched program that we have here.
This is a hard. Well, I mean, look, this thing of ours.
Yeah, this thing of ours meaning the podcast.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, dude.
It's so sick.
Welcome to this thing of ours. Everyone's like, no thanks. It's for you guys. You guys can keep doing that.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Cosa Nostra being a retarded podcaster.
I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that speaking of John Cena, bringing it back to the China-Taiwan thing, did you see what John Cena did?
No, what?
So I guess like one of the first countries where Fast 9 is gonna play is Taiwan, and he said, like casually in an interview, he said, yeah, I'm so glad that everybody in that'll be one of the first countries that gets to see the movie. Obviously, China is a huge market, and China, as I said before, doesn't recognize Taiwan as a country. They say they plan to retake it by force very, very soon. So John fucking Cena went on in Mandarin Chinese, apologized to all the people of China for calling Taiwan a country.
That is insane.
It's insane. It's really crazy. The video was making the rounds on Twitter, and it's just like, this is. I mean, like, I guess like Hollywood is just completely in the pocket of China now, because that's where they make all their money.
100%, which is so fucked up.
It's completely fucked up. China's up to that's bad. You know, China's bad news.
Yeah. It's basically like if this was Lord of the Rings and we made most of our money showing our movies to the orcs.
We're like, look, The orcs are doing some bad stuff, but it's a huge piece of the pie, okay? We can't... They show up. They love watching in a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very disturbing. China is going to run shit in like the next 5 years. There's no way they're not just going to completely buttfuck us. They're going to do COVID too.
Man, it is crazy that it absolutely leaked out of a lab.
This is it 100%, dude. And we're gonna come to conclusive evidence that it leaked out of a lab, and Joe Biden's gonna be like, "Hey!" And then the minute that he does that, they're just gonna drop 8 new vials of deadly. Just like, whoops, another lab leak.
Yeah, if they prove that it's from a lab, Joe Biden will probably just be like, they shouldn't have done that.
Basically, yeah, we can't. If it well, what'll happen is there will be a narrative around it that like it wasn't intentional, even though it probably was, or if it was intentional, it was.
I don't think that I don't think that it was intentional. I think that virology labs in China have the exact same workplace safety standards as any live leak video.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everywhere does. Everybody's lazy is really the problem. That being said,
I mean, I'm just remembering years and years and years ago, I watched one of those bad Ricky Gervais like travel shows with him and like the weird guy.
Oh, An Idiot Abroad.
Yeah.
I still kind of like those. They're totally scripted, but they're fun.
Yeah, but like where there's a scene in one where the guy's in China and he's taking an order for like his restaurant over the phone while shitting in a hole outside. It's just like that's what was happening at that lab. Absolutely. Also, why do we need to be studying viruses?
I don't know, Brendan. I could not. You're asking somebody with no degree.
Yeah. It's the same as space to me, where it's like, why are we doing that?
Yeah, the only thing you're
it's like, well, we need to learn how to make them better. It's like, to what end?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really the answer, is that every country is interested in some form of biological warfare. That's that's what those virology labs are really about. And that's why, again, I'm going to say, I'm not going to hedge my bets. I'll say right now, I think it was probably released intentionally. I think that it was. I have good...
For what reason? I mean, why would they release it in China?
Because the Chinese people are disposable to the Chinese government. There's no way that they care. They have too many of them anyway, Brendan. I mean, when it initially dropped, I was like, oh, it's like the perfect disease for China because, like, in a way...
Because it kills old people?
Well, it kills old people, the weak, the infirm. It's culling the workforce down to be, like, be its most distilled best self. Now, I know that this sounds crazy, but I've really thought about it a lot. So I was like, in a way, it's like... And also the fact that, like, the virus, like, mutates stronger.
So they were Thanosing.
They were Thanosing a little bit, potentially. And, if by covering it up, being aware that it was probably going to... I mean, like, there's no way that once it was out, they didn't realize that it would have a global impact. And I'm sure they wanted to cover their asses, but covering their asses would be as easy as shutting all flights down in the country. Like they're able to do that. They have total control over everything that goes on. I don't know. I would be willing to bet that I wouldn't be shocked if it comes out that it was some kind of intentional leak. Maybe not meant to be on a global level, but within the country certainly.
Why would they release it in the same city as the labs? Why wouldn't they release it in Taiwan?
I mean, good question. I don't know. Because maybe that would be seen as because if they did that, like if China did straight up create a virus that could be traced back to them and they released it in a territory, that's technically because Taiwan is a U.S. ally, democratic Taiwan and U.S. are allies, that could be seen as an act of aggression that maybe would escalate things more than they would want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, because... Even though they could, I don't know if they could wreck us right now. It's conceivable that they could wreck us in like the next decade, but I don't know, man. I'm not smart enough to truly comment on all this, but I think
we are not going to live to live on Mars.
No, we're definitely
Elon. We're all dying in the war.
I mean, Elon will get to Mars for sure. Elon's definitely got designs.
I hope that he is the only one who gets to Mars.
Yeah. We need to stay out of space. You're right. Did you? I
hope he gets to Mars and he's like, finally, I'm in space. Everyone's dead, but I made it. Whew. I got to tweet about this, and then he's just like. Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah.
He just looks at Dogecoin plummeting because nobody's alive. Yeah, man. Did you see that? There's that video going around of like Space Cope of like I don't know if it's sincere or not because it's impossible to tell with the internet, but just like it's basically just a bunch of different like black people dancing with like strobe lights, and then text comes up just like space sucks, astronauts are not heroes, they're people with atrophied bones who shit in a tube. He's like, any aliens you're interested in finding are actually just demons. Like, it's so awesome.
Damn, that is my core belief system.
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. Maybe the UAPs or whatever, maybe it is just angels.
Or yeah, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice. I hope it's not something more sinister.
Yeah.
You know
but
what
I mean like Old Testament angels where it's like good or bad, who's to say?
A silver ball with 100 eyes.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would completely check out, actually. Yeah, well, you say Old Testament angels, but Brendan, those are the only time that angels are described at all in the Bible. So, like, you know, like a flaming bird.
Yeah, the rest is just from like paintings in like the Renaissance.
Yeah, Renaissance Sistine Chapel. It's completely like, and it's funny that they're like, nude babies. Okay, I think so. Probably. That's the most divine thing I can think of. Yeah, I wish there were more paintings of like the seraph or like, you know.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining the FBI like walking out of the Sistine Chapel with like chunks of the ceiling. Like
Well, I remember
just like perp walking the Pope.
when I was dark little edgelord Nick, and I remember when I actually started reading the Bible, and that was my favorite little thing to quote is like, actually angels are terrifying. I remember one of my great grandmother, somebody died. I can't remember, but my mom made an offhanded comment about how we all have angels watching over us. And I think I said to her, Mom, if you ever saw a real angel, it would ruin your life.
Why would you say that to your mother?
Because I knew she didn't know.
That is true. If you saw an angel, you would go insane.
You would not be happy about it. You would be really upset.
I would be so perturbed if I saw a flaming wheel of eyes speaking to me in the voice of everyone who's ever lived.
Oh, fuck. You're just rocking back and forth, and you're just like, I really thought it was going to look like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh, it gave me tasks I have to do now.
It gave me 10,000 tasks to do, and then it said, or else.
It kept referencing my son. I don't have a son. Do I have to make a kid?
Yeah, it gave me an unaccomplishable list of tasks, and then said, "Hurry up! There's a lot riding on this," and I never want to know what that means.
Dude, how pissed would you be if an angel was third mic on this podcast?
Oh, that would be tough.
Yeah. That would be very tough.
It'd be really tough. Every time I cut him off, he just glares at me with his millions of eyes. He just lights the fucking background on fire. Sorry, guys, no episode this week. The angel's making us pray for 24 hours straight. So we'll be back next week. Please donate to the Patreon. It's all going directly to him.
Yeah. Oh, man, the angel listed my sins. It took so long.
Yeah.
It took so long. I felt so bad.
Oh, fuck. I really hope that's not.
Does he have a name? Fred? Can we call him Fred? No.
Yeah. It just sounds like static every time he speaks. Like it can't be captured by human microphones. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, we have to say what he's saying because we can only hear it in our own minds.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Coward Hour. This is our 100th episode. You guys know the deal by now. We'll be apologizing for every episode we've had before this one. So this is going to take about 6 hours while we properly atone for our sins. Like, If you want to donate to our Twitch wallet, it'll go directly to the Pope. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We're so sorry. We are so sorry. We really mean that we're sorry. Yeah. Yeah, please, let's please not. I mean, look, All for Angels, they're doing good stuff, so I assume, so I'm told. Let's not get one as third mic. That would be the only third mic more imposing than Sam, dude.
Sam is such a chaotic presence.
Yeah, he may as well be a biblical creature of old. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you almost want to like. Oh fuck! Who the fuck were who took down Goliath? I can't remember.
David.
No, but he was with the he wasn't a Hittite. Uriah was a Hittite. He was I should know this, man. Mm-hmm. I'm killing myself. I'm gonna kill myself now. I used to be so good at knowing the different factions of the Bible.
They really need to just make the Bible into like an HBO series or something.
Yeah, they did. It's a History Channel series. You can watch that. That exists.
All right, but I want it like fictional, not fictionalized.
You want David Chase to write it?
I want it narrative.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I want a narrative version.
Oh yeah, where like the characters are complex. Mm-hmm. You're like, I don't know I think I'm supposed to like them. I can't really tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, because David would be the ultimate. I've said this before. Like, I would just if Hollywood went back to making religious movies and they just made a movie about the story of David, it's like, it's There Will Be Blood. It's the best story ever. It's a dude who's nothing, gets everything, gets too cocky, humbles himself. His son dies. It's like, holy shit, here we go, dude.
Yeah, they don't make biblical movies anymore.
Well, I did see one review. No, it was low res. Low res called Zack Snyder's Justice League the first great biblical epic of our time. But no, they don't. Or if they do make biblical movies, they're made with. I mean, Mel Gibson makes them.
Yeah, Mel Gibson makes them. But like most religious movies are made by like a church, and it sucks. It's about a man like struggling with his mortgage or something.
Brendan, most religious movies are made by Kevin Sorbo. That's really what's happening. And also, they're no longer like the biblical movie is no longer about like the awe of like, or an amazement of like being in God's presence, stuff like that. It's now just like religious people being like, atheists were mean to me. It's shit like God's not dead,
Yeah, yeah.
Or like heaven is for real is another one.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why I think The Last Temptation of Christ might be my favorite movie.
Oh, it's great. That's
it made me feel the spirit so hard.
Even though it was like famously like decried as blasphemous.
Well, yeah,
because they showed Jesus getting it wet. Which, I
mean, there's context to that.
Of course, there's context.
But like, just the part where it's just like when he just kind of shows his life and his miracles, I got so amped.
Oh, damn. You were like, yes! Hell yes! Water into wine? I fucking love this one!
Yeah. I was just watching it like a Marvel movie where I'm like, nice!
Oh, dude.
This is a great set piece.
Do you know what show you would love? Bible Man. We should get you in. You know what you'd love, Brandon? You'd love the show Veggie Tales.
Yeah. When Willem Dafoe gets all pissed and he starts throwing shit around at the temple.
Oh, it's incredible.
Sick.
Don't you love that? See, that's again. That's the Jesus that we love. We love Jesus in the temple. We love him overturning the moneylenders' tables. We love Jesus in the garden. That's a very dramatic Jesus.
When he's walking and like the weird like synth music is playing in the background, and he's just like, the poor, the sick, they will be our army. And I just got chills.
You're like, damn.
Like, damn, Jesus. Them?
Of all
They're gonna be
people?
your army? Whoa. That's some wild shit, bro. I feel like Cholo should have been the apostles. I feel like the apostles all had like Cholo energy.
Oh,
where they're like,
for sure.
Whoa, bro. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh, well, dude, when he
like
first,
I'm in for real. But like,
you could imagine Cholas when he walked out on those stormy waters and met him on the boat. Because at first they were like, "Bro, what are you doing? No, bro, you can't walk on water, bro. Yo, he's loco."
Yeah, yeah. Let's rank the races by how good apostles they would be. Black people would get too excited by the magic.
Jesus would constantly be having to regather the apostles. The apostles would constantly be scattering like roaches.
Yeah. He heals Lazarus. They're just like, oh no.
Yeah, the black apostles are so religious. Like, I don't fuck with that devil shit. Oh, hell no. But it would be sick if Jesus had like Bernie Mac's DJ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesus flipping the tables in the temple, and the guys back are just like, kick it.
Yeah. Oh man, Def Jam Jesus would rock. He's giving the Sermon on the Mount, and someone heckles, and he like roasts his shoes, and everyone's like,
oh yeah, dude, Def Jam Jesus just giving out cornbread and catfish, enough to last the entire. Yeah, dude. I mean, this is such an obvious joke, but turning water into grape drink, all this stuff. I mean, this is just, at this point, this is disgusting.
At this point,
well, I ever tell you
at this point, we're just playing Mad Libs.
Totally. Did I ever tell you the most racist thing I've ever seen in my life? So I think I've told this story on here. I mean, maybe it's funny. I remember it just striking me as incredibly fucked up when it happened. So I used to work at this hardware store, and like all the guys who worked there, like older, like, you know, waspy suburban guys. And this black guy came in, and so we had like a reframing guy in the back. He would like reframe like pictures and stuff, or like put glass over them. So this guy brought in a personal painting of his that he needed reframed. So John took it back, and he got on the intercom. He's like, "Oh no, I think everybody's gonna have to come see this." So we go back there, and it's a painting of the Last Supper, but it's black Jesus with black disciples. I mean, everybody lost their. You would think that like that it was depicting something actually blasphemous. Like that was how upset they were. And then this real dickhead that I was working with, Steve, he goes, "Oh, I figured out what it's missing. John, just get your paintbrush. You got to paint a bucket of KFC right there in the middle of the table." And yes, that was my reaction. And everybody just like erupts in laughter.
Ooh, that's Dude, no good.
Completely, very fucked up. A week later, I just stopped showing up to that job. I was like, this is insane. Like, look.
Oh, yeah, that's why. yeah, that's why you didn't do a good job at that job.
I didn't say that was why. I was just giving you the sequence of events, Brendan.
Yeah.
You know, is it coincidence? Who's to say? I would like, in retrospect, I would like to
And when I was smoking weed and fucking my girlfriend instead of going to work, I vaguely remembered that happening.
It was a very virtuous reason that I had. Listen, let me tell you something. I was so in my haze, in my drug-addled haze. The fact that I remembered that at all is admirable in my opinion.
That is true.
I think I was just being so just like, I think there's some reason I'm not supposed to go to work. Maybe they're all racist. I don't know. But yeah, dude, it was like one of the meanest, wildest jokes I'd ever fucking encountered.
That is crazy.
Missing a bucket of fried chicken at the Last Supper? Come on, guys.
And here at Coward Hour, we feel 100% confident saying, that's bad.
That's bad. The two things we'll say are bad. Joking about Black Jesus and supporting Israel. All right? Everything else is on the table. At our Last Supper, everything's on the table except for joking about the one true Jesus, Black Jesus, and supporting Israel.
It's true.
All right, man, I have to go. I've got to go home. See you guys.
Yeah, let's go.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See a lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh that's right, it's time to fillet, no need to debate me. I suck until I go ooh wee and spray my white pee. I got that ski.